my mic on? Yeah, my mic is on. Okay. Let's get straight into this, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And welcome back to another match reaction. It's almost like I predicted we wasn't going to win. Shock. We didn't win another game. And it was against the Everton side who just lost to Southampton. West Ham United 0. Everton 0. Give me a sec. But yeah. I knew we were gonna draw. I predicted 1-1 on my TikTok. But yeah. Make sure to leave a like on the video before we get into anything on a live stream, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1K as soon as possible, nearly on 600. Also, at GVO Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I nearly fell asleep watching a Liverpool Villa game. Not that it was boring. I was just very tired. But I'm gonna get into your comments because there's so many fucking comments instantly. But get your thoughts about the games and about this game specifically in the comments. And yeah, let's get into it, people. For some reason, it was a big up to Musty. He's not looking good, bruv. No, it's not. Head up, Mikes. At least you only paid £800 to watch this live. Not quite, but big up your drunken self as always, Melon. Hope you're all right from yesterday. These fucking Chelsea fans just trolling us. West Ham will be massive in the Championship. We'd finish 4th in the Championship. With this manager, we would, especially. Hit the likes on the way, and people, and subscribe if you haven't already. Big up Charlie as always. I didn't watch the full match, only highlights. Yeah, he didn't miss anything. Always look on the bright side of life. In terms of my life, I can look on the bright side. If specifically football. Bright side. Nah, can't think of any. Draw or loss. Yeah, it would like. I predicted either way. I'm done with the sport. I'm done with the officiating. Yeah, that's me done for the night. Big up to yourself, Villa fan. Yeah, a difficult game, obviously. Villa rubbed City in the mud. Awful day of sport. Definitely an awful day of sport. That's why I've been watching the darts. Even Luke Humphries just lost in the darts. Sorry, but David Coote's meant to be the guy who rubs Liverpool, right? What happened tonight? Toop has not given that happen anywhere and gave nothing our side. This is the thing. If you listen to the people that say, "Oh, this referee rubs this side," especially Big Six fans of Big Six club fans, bruv, they just live in their own world. Every referee is shit. We had a shit ref today, like in West Ham Everton, but I'm just not going to complain about it. The rest are going to be shit every game in the Premier League. That's just something that unfortunately we have to put up with, even though this is meant to be the best league in the world, even though it hasn't been the best league in the world for the past at least 5-6 years. Yeah, the refs are bad for everyone, unfortunately, mate. I never talk about the refs when West Ham games happen. So yeah. Somerville made the run to defend for Aaron Wan-Bissaka when he lost the ball. Wan-Bissaka was jogging back, lol. Yeah, to be honest as well, the pass that Wan-Bissaka actually got wasn't great either. I think it was Bowen that gave him that pass. Yeah. Always look at the bright side. You could be part of a Wrexham documentary next season. Fucking hell, man. You're on one today. I beg you, man, focus. I beg you, man, just beat Arsenal tomorrow. Allow us, man. Arsenal, Newcastle next, right? No points, so sack him. We've got time for international break. They're not going to, but that's what they should do, Fuego. Big up to Fuego, as always. I mean, this is the problem. Like, the draw has kept him in a job, and the state of the performance today. I can talk about individual players. Yes, I can talk about individual players, but for the grand scheme of things, I know that these players are better than what we are watching right now. As much as players in the back four, individually, have performed really well, like Tadibo. If it wasn't for Tadibo, we would probably be about 3-0 down today. Kilman didn't play his best, but he's been decent for most of the season, and Wan-Bissaka has as well. Didn't have his best game either, Wan-Bissaka, but don't really think he deserves to come off for Vladimir Sufal. I'm not even going to talk about Vladimir Sufal coming on because it's just like came on as a sub. I don't expect anything from you, and you was done about 3 years ago. Shake my head. Yeah, with Antonio, this is probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen him play in a West Ham shirt. I'm not doing player ratings today. Unless it comes to a point where we've got nothing else to talk about onto um what's it called? I guess we've got nothing to talk about in the game. Panel link laughter is the best medicine, G. Not on the match reaction. Not on the match reaction, bro. I'll give you the link another time. Obviously, you should be on a video soon, as me and you both know. Um if we didn't fluke United, would that be 6 games no win, counting Arsenal and Newcastle? Um oh yeah, shit. When was the last time we won? It would have been Ipswich if we didn't win United. So Tottenham, Man United, Forest. If we didn't win United this game, yeah, Arsenal, Newcastle, yeah. Because we're not going to beat. I think me and you both know as well. We're not going to beat Arsenal or Newcastle. We haven't scored in our last 2 games, and the only reason why we scored against Man United was because of a penalty that wasn't meant to be given, and also a Somerville poacher's effort. We're not opening up teams. We haven't opened up anyone. Um, Players legit look like they've downed tools. Yeah, I think they downed tools a long time ago. They downed tools a long, long time ago. Um, Antonio had a terrible performance. Um, I'm not going to talk about the midfielder that I always talk about because I'm arguing with brick walls nowadays with the people defending this guy. But cool, he's a nice guy. He has a smile on his face and he eats potato salad, so everything's cool. He scores every 10 games, so give him credit. Apparently, Rodriguez was shit today. As much as he's settling in season, he's never played in the Premier League. He struggled with the mobility of Iliman and Di. And yeah, everyone else was just average. The only good players I can think of were Tadiba and Somerville. Danny Ings did well when he came on because he was actually just staying up front. Carlos Soler did well when he came on, in my opinion. Did okay. But that's it, really. Like Fabianski, can I just say something? Why is Fabianski so under criticized in this fan base? Why does Fabianski get away with the stuff that every other goalkeeper gets criticized for? We criticize Areola for distribution issues. When I've said on this channel for as long as I've been doing this channel that Fabianski can't kick a ball and takes about 20 minutes to release every goal kick. Why does he get away with everything? I would love to know. Because he's making the same mistakes. We dropped Areola, like Areola's injured right now, but we dropped him for distribution reasons. Meanwhile, this guy is doing the exact same thing. And I've seen this a million times. And I'm going to get onto this. Yeah, he nearly scored an own goal. He literally nearly kicked it in his own net. But he doesn't get criticised. That's what pissed me off the most. Antonio, worst performance of his life. Bruv, honestly, that's one of the worst I've seen him ever. But the thing is, I said he's done. Maybe against Ipswich you can bag, and maybe when we come up against Southampton you might bag. But against Branthwaite and Tarkowski out-muscled him. Like, that's Antonio's strength. It's his strength. He was getting out-muscled. I don't know why we keep lumping the ball up to him either, because the guy doesn't jump for headers, and when he does, he completely misses it. And I don't know why we keep playing this long ball football. But I've pretty much seen that all my life. Crazy that Sufal still isn't the worst right back in the league. Walker got that title. Fella needs to stop flashing strangers and retire. It's like Walker versus Sufal. Oh my days. Kyle Walker's terrible. And I mean, I'm not even going to talk about Sufal on this one, but yeah. I think everyone but the bench players gave up on him. Yeah, the bench players just happy to be there, you know. Like Somerville probably should down tools. Somerville, out of all the players, should be the one downing tools. But he's just so happy to be on the pitch. He's so happy to be on the pitch. Yeah, obviously I went through that. Fabianski is crap. Areola is a bozo. He can't control his area, can't pass even his shot stopping is super sus at times. I think we need a new goalkeeper. The way we've analysed both goalkeepers, we probably need a new goalkeeper. That bum Lewin almost dunked on Kilman with the header. Yeah. If we let Calvert-Lewin... I know Calvert-Lewin scored against us before, but the fact that Calvert-Lewin should have scored today, but it just proves how shit the guy is. And there's a reason why Everton fans wanted him dropped for Beto, even though Beto did nothing when he came on. At that point, Everton were just looking for the draw. Everton were happy to sneak out of there with a 0-0, even though they've beaten us before. They didn't even have any wingers on the pitch. They brought on Jack Harrison and played him in the 10. Innerman and Di and Lindstrom, they're not wingers. They're number 10s. They're meant to be midfielders. He literally just what's it called? He came to the London Stadium and started pretty much 5 midfielders, and then just Calvert-Lewin up front. The guy didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. Big up to Musty. Big up Mike. Everyone like and sub. Yep, like and subscribe as you're coming in, people. Pause. If we had Areola of last season, it would have been calm, but even he's regressed dramatically. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair criticism. The sport is being ruined by PSR and the officiating. It's almost like the league is being dictated on how they want it to go. It's a pity, and I don't like it. I don't even think the refereeing is dictated on how they want it to go. The referees are just incompetent. Like a lot of I think we all live in our own bubbles when it comes to the refereeing, and we always think the referees against us specifically. The referees are just downright fucking spastics. Let's be real, and that's why I don't complain about them, because any game that we go into, like whether it's a neutral game or your own game, the referees are going to be shit. But also, it's just a case of, I remember criticizing Michael Oliver, and people saying Michael Oliver's the best referee in the Premier League. I'm saying, yeah, but he's still shit. Even if you think whoever you think is the best, he's still shit. They're all shit, all of them. I don't know how the FA recruit referees and linesmen and all that. By the way, linesmen is probably one of the most pointless things to have in football when you've got VAR, because the linesman, when there's a throw-in, they just go off what the referee says anyway. I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka handled McNeil well today. McNeil didn't play. That was Illiman and Di. McNeil wasn't even in the squad, bro. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka always plays well. I'll be real. Like, it wasn't his best game today in terms of going forward, because half the time he was in midfield. His instructions is to go inverted nowadays. But he defended really well. You saw the difference from when him and Soufal. When Soufal came on, he got skinned, and he was only on there for like 10 minutes. Who came on at left wing? I can't remember who came on at left wing, but they skinned him and he fouled the player. Because he's somewhat like, I can't say that word. Liverpool, and people have been saying that for years. PSR is, though, for definite, and here it's why Everton and Forest were given under 20 something points deductions combined for the same thing Arsenal United did. They get nothing, no punishment. I agree with that. I do agree with that as well, because there's, think about it. Like, we knew this from the Super League. When the Big Six team tried to run away from the Super League, they got a combined punishment of like $1 million or something like that. A combined as well. It wasn't even each. I'm distancing myself from City TMC to taking the bad West Ham juju over there. Yeah, do you know what? I'll blame you for the fact that City have lost 4 in a row for the first. Well, Pepper's lost 4 in a row for the first time. You never get decisions at Anfield. I don't know. You just never win at Anfield. To be fair, we've had decisions at Anfield. To be fair, and we've never taken advantage of them. I remember Bowen missing a penalty when we went there and lost 1-0. We just didn't finish our chances. We could have won there. He handled him so well. He didn't get on the pitch, and City are going to want Kudus and Paquetá ASAP. I don't think Paquetá is going anywhere if he's going to keep performing like that. To be honest with you, that ball to Summerville was beautiful, but he needs to fix that. And then again, it's probably, like, don't get me wrong, the manager is holding back a lot of these players that are already good. However, he needs to fix up as well. They'll still win the league, though. I just need to get away. Also, why you play long ball to Bowen? Because both of the managers that we've had have done that, and both of the managers that the 2 previous managers that we've had are somewhat like dinosaurs in 2024. I remember when we played Bowen up front for a huge portion of last season, and we kept longing the ball down the channels, thinking Bowen was Antonio, and we're doing the same now. But like, when Danny Ings came on, we kept putting the ball in the air. Antonio doesn't win the ball in the air. Bowen doesn't win the ball in the air. You're only relying on Thomas Souček to win the ball in the air. And that's it. There's no logic into what this manager's trying to do with his style of play. None. There's none at all. And to be honest, I don't care anymore. Like, I've said this before to you guys. I don't care at this point, because I'm too chilled out with this kind of stuff. Because even if we had lost, the manager gets sacked, we hire Edin Terzic, nothing changes. Because people are going to force the excitement for a manager who is out of work, and the cheap option gets picked by Sullivan again. Am I meant to fake being excited again? If a free agent manager is signed, whether I like them or not, it kind of just tells you what the club is about. And the fact that that would be Sullivan taking over again, and us suffering because of that. Sorry, I want to see if I've missed any comments from earlier. I didn't. Okay, hold on. Big ups to Deck. We have had two VRs go for us in successive games. They must be feeling very sorry for us for a change. They're just stupid, I can't lie. Everyone in VAR is fucking stupid. I've said this before, I could do a better job in VAR by just watching games in my room. He needs to learn from Somerville when to dive. No, I hear you on that. When Paquetá first went to the league, like, he used to actually con the refs very well. And then he thought he could get away with everything. Now he just dives for no reason. I hate the fact that he dives and delays the whole game by just staying on the floor, injured when he's not even injured. I can't lie. I'm starting to get fucking sick of him, low key. Apparently, City have basically got a deal in place for Edison from Atalanta in January. He's a good player from what I've seen. I quite like the other Edison. Loppy Noku looked stressed today. He should see some of the faces of our fan base. His hairline retracts every 10 yards. He's going to look like Ten Hag by the end of the season. Did you see the report about Flick and West Ham? I didn't see the report, if there's any report that have come out recently, because I knew we were linked with him in the summer, but I never thought it was realistic. He was obviously my dream appointment, even over Amarim. Speaking of Amarim, big up to TKL. Amarim was right there. Yeah, and we didn't want to pay compensation. That says a lot about the direction that we've gone in and our owners. And now we're 16th or wherever we are. What are we 16th, 15th? We're in a relegation battle. Lopetegui needs to save what little reputation he has at Wook. I don't think he should ever show his face to a top 5 league again after this job. He needs to do what what's it called? What Pellegrini did and what Rafa Benitez did, and go to China. Go to China. Learn Chinese, buddy. Villa and Newcastle were both given a horror show of a transfer window, and it needs to be sorted out by the Prem because we were screwed by PSL so bad. We were given players that we didn't even want. He's a kid and I respect him, but Jadon Philogene is a proper replacement for Moussa Diaby. Come on, man. I don't rate him on the right in your system. If he plays on the left, you can play more to his game, in my opinion. Evening, Mike. Big up to Lewis. Was at the Aberdeen Dundee game today, so didn't watch the game. Heard it was diabolical. I heard we was diabolical. Yes, we was so diabolical. Terrible. We was terrible. Nothing to write home about. There's nothing to even talk about. And even Sean Dyche said that Pickford didn't have to do much today. And to be honest, I know he made a couple good saves at the end, but Pickford didn't have to do much. We didn't test him at all in the first half because the shots that we actually made him save the ball was going side netting. So he wasn't really tested. Fabianski was tested a bit more. And then Pickford was only tested right at the end when Danny Ings even came on. And to be honest, who cares at this point? Turkish league, Saudi league, Belgium league. It used to go to them leagues. How long until you're actually worried about getting relegated? I'm not. The only reason why I'm not worried about getting relegated is just because we're somehow not like third worst in the league, which is outstanding in itself. Like Wolves won today. No offense to Deck, but Wolves are terrible under Gary O'Neill. Southampton are terrible under Russell Martin. Ipswich still haven't won a game under Kieran McKenna. It's the only reason why we won't get relegated is because other teams are so bad, and we always find a way to get out of it. And listen, if we got relegated, then I'm legit fucked on this channel. But that's the last thing I'm worried about. So apparently we was basically there with Flick, and Sullivan turned him down because he wasn't convinced with Flick's plans. What's the source for this, bro? That little weird gremlin needs to get out. He needed to go as soon as he bought the club. In the ultra section for Aberdeen in a 4-1 win, so I've had an alright day. Lucky you, bruv. How the fuck is Liverpool... What? How the fuck is Liverpool, though, good, by the way. Well, like, so good. I don't know. Bro. I don't know. No offense taken. Our defense is awful. I agree. Yeah, you have okay attacking players in my opinion. Like Cunha's great, but yeah, that defense, man. Oh my days. Wolves have easy run of games until Christmas, but people would look at Wolves as the easy run, like as part of their easy run, and because today was their first win, and they've got Gary O'Neill as manager. I'm not really too worried about them overtaking us. Even Crystal Palace are awful. I'm not even just saying this because I don't like Crystal Palace. But yeah, yeah, it is what it is. Thoughts on Man City? They looked awful. They looked awful, bro. Not gonna lie, that's the worst I've seen them. Like in that second half of that game, I didn't watch the Bournemouth game because I was watching Forest West Ham. But in that second half, they regressed so much. Like the first half, they looked okay. They looked okay. Like for City standards, they looked okay. They had a few chances that they should have put away. But I literally predicted on Honest Rivals that they would lose 2-1 to Brighton. I didn't think it would be like that. The fact that they got so easily ripped apart for that second goal is mental, and it just proves how frail they've been defensively. It's not even just because of Rodri; it's also because of individually how they play in defense as individuals. But we're going to talk more about that on Monday, people, on the GVO show with Alfie, who's an Arsenal fan. So join us on Monday for that. Next time we play City, it'll be El Sakiko. Not gonna lie, you didn't replace Rice properly. I agree now because we replaced Rice with Alvarez and Ward-Prowse, and Ward-Prowse ain't the level. And Alvarez has been terrible. Not gonna lie. This past couple months, like last season, he was decent and scapegoated by the previous manager, but he got 2 red cards in a month pretty much against Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, and those exact same challenges he makes the exact same mistake. I heard that Summerville had an all right game. He had a great game. He was one of West Ham's better players. It was just refreshing to see someone with pace as a left winger cutting in. It was West Ham live. Don't know how reliable they are. Oh, they're not reliable, bro. Put it this way, I'm gonna say this, especially if you're a West Ham fan. Listen to me, yeah. I've never called out anyone to do with West Ham, apart from West Ham Central. I have no problem with the YouTube channels that are on YouTube to do with West Ham and the content creators, yeah. But West Ham websites, don't look at them. Don't click on them. Don't read their articles. Like the Claren Hughes, the West Ham zones of the world. Like, no offense to them, but they're so clickbaity and so fucking terrible. I'm sorry. But they're kind of just scaremongering because they know our fan base could go into meltdown in any little thing, which is why Twitter for West Ham Twitter is so fucking toxic. Because don't get me wrong, I'm a negative person, but I'm negative about the right things and what I see rather than believing random stuff online. Like a lot of people believe the what's it called? That Frank Lampard was a favourite for West Ham job by Talksport. It's too easy to get some of these fans in a twist. So I don't think Flick would have entertained us personally. Also, the physicality in the midfield was levels under Everton today. Yeah, honestly, our midfield, it is as well. It's just so immobile as well. Like the lack of mobility in our midfield is quite alarming. That's why I've tried to call out the fact that we play 2 DMs all the time. But this manager isn't going to change that because of how much of a restricted guy he is tactically. So nothing's really going to change anytime soon, in my opinion. But they battled us pretty much. They won every duel pretty much. They won pretty much every aerial duel, every ground duel, every 50-50 that you could really think of throughout the evening of the pitch. Evening of the pitch? The middle of the pitch. I don't know why I said evening. But yeah. Guido Rodriguez turned slower than a Kick-Sorbaka. The guy was meant to be signed as a squad player. I don't know why he's playing so much. I know he's playing now because of Alvarez, but I don't know why he's playing so much when Alvarez is here. But then again, at this point, the way Alvarez is playing, we don't really have many options. City are played with injuries, man. They're changing their back four every week. Walker Lewis and Gavardio cost them today. Rico Lewis was fucking awful. I know Gavardio was bad, but both Walker and Lewis, Jesus Christ, they were awful. Big up to Mark. Guido had a nice shot on goal. Yeah, he did, to be fair. That's how you shoot from outside the box. That is how you shoot from outside the box, not skying it over the bar and stuff like that. Somerville should have finished the one that went off the post. Danny Ings got a bit unlucky with one of the saves that Pickford made, but other than that, we didn't really test them. Didn't really test them to score. I think a draw is fair. I think a 0-0 draw is fair. I think that's the first 0-0 since the West Ham Brighton game at the start of this year. Funny enough. So, yeah. But listen, people, because there's 9 people in here, I just need to tell you guys something quickly. On Friday, International Break Q&A is back. Some of you guys really enjoyed the last one. And this is where we just, you can ask your footballing questions and your non-footballing questions. And hopefully, a little exclusive, we'll be joined by Alfie and Melon on the same stream. So you know it's going to be waffling central. You know it's going to be carnage. So I want you guys to keep an eye on the community page to send your questions in, but also on the live. I think it's going to be Friday, 8 p.m. So come and join us for that. Now you need to call out Claret and Booze. He's an absolute weapon. From what I've seen of him, I don't mind his videos. I don't know whether he has the sources that he actually says he does, which I've said before. But I don't know. I don't really have a problem with him necessarily. I'm assuming this is referring to Nick from Claret and Booze. Nick has the best West Ham channel. Oh yeah, it is. Good evening, Max. We are getting worse, mate. Loppy needs to go now. Needs to be gone now. Big up to yourself, Colin. Yeah, he's needed to go for a while. I've called him out since the Chelsea game, and people were looking at me mad. And people were looking at me mad, like I was saying something mental when I said, look, Lopetegui needs to go after the Chelsea game. I was calling him out in the Fulham game. You guys know this. That you guys that watch this channel knows this already. And I said, if we lose to Chelsea, then I'm out. There was a reason for that. People say give him time, but you gotta have something to give time. God, here we go. Damien somewhere right now crying out Antonio had another stinker. I'm not getting involved. Clara Bruce said we wanted Canate from Liverpool. I don't know. Yeah. Canate, imagine Canate getting that call from his agent. Oh, West Ham are interested. Bro was probably laughing his head off. Man to Canate, you know. Sorry, Frank. I wholeheartedly disagree. You should have been Lopetegui out even before preseason. I wanted to at least give someone a chance. You know, I understood why people were criticizing him before in hindsight now, but I was just in the unknown because I've only watched him at Wolves and vaguely at Sevilla. To be honest with you, I only knew him really from Sevilla. I didn't know about his Porto days or even his Real Madrid days. But even if he was failing at Real Madrid, doesn't mean you can't succeed somewhere else. But I didn't have any expectations. I just said, give me a style of play and give me 10th at least minimum. And then you can give me Europe for next season. If you don't get me Europe next season, then you could go. But this is even below my expectations where you had a whole preseason to get your identity in. And we can't see that. The reason why I'm so easily critical of him is because, give you 2 examples, Hertzler and Maresca got the job similar times to us. They've got an identity in their team. People are going to be like, but they have a better squad. Well, Brighton have a way better squad than us. No, I retweeted the Lopetegui. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, yeah? I didn't want him at first, but I thought, okay, if this is Steidon doing the job, I'll give him a chance because I thought it was Steidon doing it. It's probably not. I wouldn't have got behind this appointment if I just stuck to my guns. I didn't want him. I didn't want him in the first place. I'm just being honest. I didn't want him. I didn't ask for Lopetegui. I asked for Amorim. I asked for Flick because I thought it would be unrealistic, but I still said Flick. I can't remember. I said I'd like Arne Slot because I watched a couple games at Feyenoord when he played against Lazio in the Champions League. But yeah. Cannot wait for the game tomorrow. Going to be lively on the meltdown should either team lose. And we're going to react to it. We're going to react to it live. We're not live on the channel. If you guys want me to do live reactions instead of the pre-recorded, let me know. But yeah, going back to this, I didn't sign the petition because petitions do fuck all anyway. And positions are meant to be going to Parliament. I don't think Parliament give a fuck about who West Ham's manager is. But like, I didn't want him. I didn't get the really weird prop about him either. Do you know what the problem is on Twitter as well? It's Moyes versus Lopetegui lot, and both of these two groups of people are kind of retarded. So they're kind of just propping up their manager for the sake of it, and neither party is right. They're both fucking shit. Big up to Villa fan. I'm gonna play some Football Manager because I'm pissed. That's what I always do, bro. And yes, I do have Football Manager. I'm an addict. I'm not even gonna say publicly the hours I have on FM24. Not gonna lie, it's very unhealthy. When I'm not on stream or when I'm not like at work or with my friends or whatever, I'm on Football Manager most of the time. Unhealthily on Football Manager. We should play online sometime. I'm down. I'm down, bro. I'm down. I've always wanted to play against someone on Football Manager as well. Me and Jerry were actually meant to do that, so we'll definitely do that one day as well. And if anyone, what I might do, if anyone has Football Manager here, we'll do Mike's versus Viewers Football Manager. That's what we'll do. I can't get the hang of that game. You know what? When I actually only started playing it in FM21, yeah, and what happened was I was so confused. I didn't actually get a hang of the game until FM22. And then FM22, I was like, now I'm good at this game. FM23 was when I got a bit too addicted. And then FM24, I can't lie, I'm not good at any games, but I'm actually decent at Football Manager. Sure, whenever you're down, man. Listen, we'll run that soon. Mike's mate, do you think we should go for a British coach or another continental coach? I don't think it matters what nation they're from. There aren't many good British coaches apart from like upcoming ones like Carrick or Potter. If it was to go for a British coach, but I don't think it actually matters what. It's just who can get the best out of the style of players that we have. Obviously, the unrealistic option, the one that we should be paying compensation for, is the Stuttgart manager. However, we're not going to get him because we don't pay compensation. And apparently he's linked to Bayer Leverkusen anyway. I don't know how reliable that is. And I'm assuming he's probably going to want a better job than West Ham. But you never know. At least try. And then we can say that at least you tried. And then go for someone else to pay compensation for. But he's not going to do that either. If we're talking managers that are out of work, Conceição or Sarri. Set up a pro clubs. Can you cross over then with PS5 and whatever the Xbox equivalent is now with PS4 players? Because I already have a PS4. I don't have a PS5 because I ain't spending my money on that. I barely play any games, and I don't even like this FIFA. I might do a pro clubs, but I barely play. It's time for Lopetegui to go. He's too clueless. He's probably one of the worst managers in West Ham's history. Oh, Merrick, I completely agree with you, bro. I said on my fan cam he's the worst manager since Avram Grant because I started watching West Ham when Avram Grant was manager. He's even worse than Pellegrini. Definitely worse than Bilic. Definitely worse than Moyes. Definitely worse than Allardyce. He's worse than all of them. All of them. Like it's not even close. Yeah, you can do crossplay. Okay. Now the thing is, if they're again, like I said with the whole prediction thing that was suggested, and the fact that we did the FPL league, which I'm surprised that over 20 people joined that. If there's enough interest, we can try and set that up. But I'd also have to figure out how to show the gameplay and what's it called? The stream. Because I stream on my Mac. My Mac is connected here. My TV and PS4 is connected over there. So I don't even know if I can set that up properly. But I'll try my best if there's enough interest. But I can't promise anything. What I can promise you though, there'll be a lot more non-football content where there's not much football going on, like, you know, what's it called? International break and stuff. That's why the Q&A, make sure to join the Q&A on Friday and get your questions in on the live and on a community page. Or on any video that I do, any pre-recorded video that I do, in any comment section, put your questions in so that we can answer them on stream. Because it was going to be me and hopefully Mel and Alfie all joining on the same stream. Pure waffle session like last time. Any darts watch along? I was technically just watching the darts and the darts ended. So maybe a midweek, you know? I think the Grand Prix, not Grand Prix, what's it called? The Grand Slam or whatever, is going on during the midweek. So I might do that because I ain't got anything to stream up until Friday. So I might do some darts watch alongs midweek. Put the UFC on. I ain't paid for that. I ain't paid for that, bro. I ain't paid for that. I might do a West Ham save for now or something. Go and save us, Villa fan. Go and save us, bro. I'm kind of pissed off that they're delaying FM25. They might as well just wait until FM26. Stuttgart are bottom of the table in the UCL playing a money goblin. That's what you should do. Big up to Darren. The only way we will get a top manager is if the club pay top money, and it will not happen until Sullivan is not the chairman anymore. I mean, you're spot on, really. Spot on. Put it this way, we're going to see who's in charge of getting the managers in with the next appointment. I've said this before. I think it's pre-agreed that Terzic will take over when Lopetegui gets sacked. Because think about it, guys. Think about the theme of West Ham managers getting hired. Since Avram Grant, yeah? Allardyce was agreed to join quick after Avram Grant got sacked. Allardyce was pretty much known that he was going to leave the job 6 months before that he left. So Bilic came in quick. Pause. Same with Pellegrini. Pellegrini was agreed 6 months in when he took over David Moyes' first reign. And David Moyes literally took over like a game after Bilic. After Pellegrini, Moyes came in the next game. And Moyes knew he was going because Sullivan did that whole contract thing. So I think Terzic has already agreed. Been a couple good fights so far. I don't even know what it streams on back there, but for the free fight nights, I don't even know. I haven't watched UFC in years, bro. I can't lie. Sullivan King Tim doesn't have control. He's a glorified scout. He's basically in charge of the transfers. He's in charge of the transfer window, but he's not in charge of the managers, which is kind of pointless. You should just leave. Brady and Gremlin have all the control. Yeah, pretty much. Terzic is good, but is he the right fit? I don't know his identity of the team. Like what? I don't know what his identity in the team really is. And I've watched Dortmund like in the Champions League last year. I think he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Don't get me wrong. It's an upgrade on what we have, but that's not saying much, is it? Like because Lopetegui is so far like this. So yeah, I wouldn't believe that whole Arsenal thing. It's just easy to link Steiden to everyone. He was linked with Liverpool. It didn't happen. Like, it's not going to happen. They're not going to hire anyone serious. They're going to go for the Rosickis or Mertesackers. If I was him, I'd go to Arsenal. Moyes did a video, worded it with 3 bad games when it was longer. This is the problem as well. Do you know what's funny about that? Yeah, and there's a lot of weird stuff with the whole Moyes Sullivan contract thing. Ex-West Ham employee said he was never offered an actual contract on the table. He said that like a few months ago. The reports came out as Jack fucking Rosser. Jack Rosser reported that he was offered a contract after Arsenal. I am not believing Jack Rosser even if he was a fucking crystal ball genie. He's a risk, but everyone is a risk. Yeah, Terzic. The thing is, Terzic is a massive, massive risk because I think he's not that good. I've said this before and I'll say it again. We need to hire a manager that's on the level of an Unai Emery. On the level of an Unai Emery, of a caliber to get us back into Europe. We are one coach away from going on a run to get the best out of the squad. Because our squad is decent enough to get into Europe. People act like we're overrated our squad so much that we can't get 7th. I'm not saying top 4. I'm saying 7th. Do you know what it is, bro? Big up to yourself and stuff as always. I know he's linked to Arsenal, but Arsenal don't hire anyone serious. So I don't think he's going to go to Arsenal. And there's not been any concrete anything from the West Ham side. It's just one of them reports that's like lazy on Twitter, so they just link started to Arsenal because they need a director of football. The problem is with this one, bro, he's going to be here for the next manager, but he's not actually going to have a control over who the next manager is. So the whole kind of power shift is kind of pointless. By the way, whoever's still doing fucking fireworks on the 9th of November, please go fuck yourself. Sincerely fuck yourself. I don't want more fireworks. 2 months in a row, always in this area. Fuck your fireworks. There's nothing to be happy about. Just fuck off. West Ham need Hoynes. Yeah, the Stuttgart manager. That's the one I was like that's the one that needs to take us there. There's no managers out there that really shouts out to me like Unai. The closest we're gonna get, like the Stuttgart manager, is on Emery's level, but you know what I mean. Like he's the one that can get the best out of the squad to take us to that level, in my opinion. Big up to 17 people in it. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Trying to hit 600 and trying to hit 1K subscribers. A good manager will make the players better. Yeah, just as simple as that. That's why I said Lopetegui out a long time ago, because he was making the players a lot worse. No, not Terzic going to Arsenal. We're talking about Steiden. Steiden, bro. Unai isn't good at away games. That's the worry, Charlie and Mike. Yeah, I'm not saying we get Unai Emery. But it's like, even with Unai Emery not being good at away games, I still take Unai Emery. But my point wasn't Emery. My point was someone that is good as Emery. You're a missog. Of course. I'm always a bit. That's me, bro. I'm literally the biggest hater. Like, but fuck your fireworks. But fuck the fireworks, bro. Fuck the fireworks. We got Leicester tomorrow. I expect victory, Mike. Yeah, you'll win against Leicester. West Ham need a manager with good tactics and knows how to get the best out of the players we've got. Simple as that. Simple as that, Merrick. Quite simple as that. Oh well, to be fair, Stardon isn't that great at his job. Plus, did he get a new one already? No, bro. He's definitely good at his job. What he does. He gave us a very good transfer window. He just doesn't have the power over who the manager is, which is the problem. Take a manager that's good in just home games at the moment. Honestly, even though we are unbeaten in the last 3 home games, like, bro, the teams we've beaten are so shit. Man United, Crystal Palace, and Ipswich. Those are shit teams. Those are so shit. Palace have won 1 game. They just lost to Fulham at home. Ipswich haven't won a game. Ten Hag. Like, honestly, the games we've won. Jesus Christ, man. Could even beat fucking Everton. His recruitment has been really good. Our board are hindering him. Facts. Like, think about the fact that he was the one that got Alonso in at Leverkusen. This guy is not the same at West Ham because he doesn't have the freedom here. But that's West Ham for you. How to waste a squad with West Ham United. Fofana, Amarim, Duran, to Debo. Oh, like the players he identified. Yeah, to be like, think about the transfer window. Those 3 names, well, those 4 names as well. The Todibo deal itself was remarkable, completely remarkable. The fact that he was like, okay, Juventus are taking time. Let's just try and go for it again. And you know what? At the time, it was said we were going to get Todibo or Kilman. The fact that we got both is amazing in itself. I think because we've lost so many games and the lack of wins at the helm, we forget how good our squad actually is. With the new signings that we have, on top of Kudus and Bowen, especially, that's decent. And Emerson at left back, that's decent. Decent to build upon. You could get the best out of that for now. And then you get your own transfer window if we were a serious club. But we're not a serious club. Mike's myself, I do not think Sullivan has full control on transfers. I feel like Sullivan got a big say for where he likes the power. If Sullivan had a big say, we wouldn't have signed half the players that we signed, bro. I think Sullivan has to say on the managers, and Sullivan has to say on the players. Because if Sullivan was in charge of the players, we wouldn't have even got Kilman. We definitely wouldn't have got Guilherme. We wouldn't have got Somerville. Probably still wouldn't have got Fulkrook. People don't like the Fulkrook side, but we probably still wouldn't even got Fulkrook. We probably would have tried for Calvert-Lewin because of his agent, or Callum Wilson. Before the season, people were calling us to be top 4 because of the signings. That's how bad the manager has done. And I tried to warn so many people I was on shows with. Stop predicting us to finish in Europe. I said this before. Stop predicting us to finish in Europe. And I said it calmly. I was like, we're not going to, what's it called? We're not going to be there first season. Even if Lopetegui was semi-decent, we was never going to get Europe with all these players within the first season. Never. Give it, unless it was a really, really good coach. I was never expecting Europe. But a lot of people predicted it would just be purely because of the transfer window. And I was like, it's a very good transfer window, but we need to put it into results. And it's still a good transfer window. These managers should be getting way more for what he has, no matter of the striker situation. Sullivan, good thing was the money for Rice, Mike. Yeah, Sullivan loves money, so you know he was going to extort Arsenal as soon as possible. I thought West Ham would get 6th because decent signings, Charlie. I was full Spanish Southgate, Mike. Oh, yeah. Sangria You know the rest. Spanish Southgate, Malaga Moyes. We've got all the nicknames here. That's why I don't like Lawless, the bald fraud. Arguably the biggest mouthpiece for our fan for I can't speak. Arguably the biggest mouthpiece for our fan base, and he's a prize prick. I don't know what a prize prick means, but I don't mind Lawless. I think Lawless is on these shows that obviously West Ham gets slandered on, so he kind of has to be like the speak with chest sort of West Ham fans to kind of big us up almost. Then it kind of falls flat on his face because of how shit we are. But I've got nothing against Lawless, to be honest. It's the manager, bro, 100%. Why have Bowen, Kudus, Paquetá, Alvarez, Emerson all regressed? Even Areola. Yeah, that's why I said specifically for those players that you just mentioned there, they've regressed because of the manager. I think, to be honest, Alvarez has like mainly regressed on the ball because of the manager, but the sending offs isn't because of the manager. The sending offs is because of him. What's it called? Emerson. I don't even think Emerson's been that bad. I don't really get the criticism of Emerson. He's just done his job, in my opinion, both defensively and attacking wise. But Paquetá, terrible. Kudus has been playing out of position. Bowen has been playing so far on the touchline. It's fucking mad. Basically, all of it is Lopetegui. And to be honest, Areola is mainly his fault. I might give up now. Haha, Kamara, Ramsey. What the fuck? Kamara's got injured again. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's the reason why he gets so much slander on the shows. Well, he's obviously going to get slander if he speaks with chest about West Ham. Oh, man. I never speak with chest about this club. I've never spoken with chest about this club. Never in my life. The only thing I've spoken with chest with is we're going to win the Conference League. And we did. But that's because we kind of had to. I don't know why, like, these same people, yeah, that talk about your manager won you the Conference League and blah, 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 you should have kept him. If we had lost the Conference League, you would be slandering us because it's a competition that we should win. So keep the same energy, sort of thing. Mate, I might give up and watch rugby and play FM from now on. Get into darts, my friend. I'm fucking the golf's on right now because the darts have just ended. I'm watching the darts. But because there's darts on in midweek, I'm probably going to do some darts watch-alongs. I don't expect there to be much of you there because I don't know how many of you are actually into darts. But we're probably just going to chat a bag of shit during the international break anyway. So if you want to come and join me for that, then let me know. Because in terms of the watch-along, because I might do some darts watch-alongs, depending on what times there are in the night. And I'll keep you a lot in update. But also, join us for the Q&A on Friday at 8 p.m. next Friday. The NRL starts up in a few months. Get involved in that. Fair enough. I usually don't like. That's why I said I hate this sport. Like literally on the thing because I can't like neutral games are kind of boring now, especially the Premier League. There's not much final third quality anymore. There's obviously you get the bad referees that just stop and start the games. Sorry, just trying to turn off my TV. But also, when you watch a Premier League game now, it's pretty much all the big games is like they have to stop it because of a foul all the time. And then it kind of just gets delayed. The flow of the game is dead. Champions League games, you might get now and then an okay ref. You might get to watch a good game. You don't get any individuals that are that good anymore. You're watching just a tactical game, which can be fun at times, but it kind of depends on the game, really. We didn't win the conference because of injuries, unfortunately. There you go. What's the betting? Jones retires right after the Stipe fights avoid Aspinall. I've seen some stuff about I was about to say Nathan Jones, John Jones, but I've really kept up with the UFC for years. I can't lie. NRL is so fun to watch. You boys should give it a go. There's a couple international games over here. There's Avro. I've never delved into it. I might darts watch along. Yeah, I might do some darts watch alongs. Fuck it, man. It's international break. We might as well branch out. I'm not expecting many viewers on the fucking stream, but I don't care, man. John Jones is playing like Aspinall like the plague. He doesn't want that smoke. Oh, he's avoiding Aspinall. I don't know. I can't read today. I'm just fucking exhausted. I'm not going to lie to you lot. But this is the thing, people. The reason why I talk about this, the club the way I do, and the tone the way I do, with the things that I say with the way I do, yeah. It's because there is nothing to talk about that is new. There is nothing to talk about that's new to do with this club. Nothing. Why am I complaining or even getting excited? Why should I? Why should I? Because this club lets me down. So there's no point getting let down if you expect nothing. And I don't expect anything anymore. Let the club go up in flames. This shadow is still going to be here. But this shadow is still going to be here. I will continue to. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't be watching the games away from home. I would just be going to going to the home games. Not gonna lie, I'll be going to the home games, not watching the away games, and I wouldn't have to talk about the. I wouldn't even have to talk about West Ham because my friends outside of this don't watch football. So apart from the occasional "haha West Ham are shit" mics that I get on WhatsApp now and then, I don't have to talk about football with my friends because they don't watch football. So I wouldn't even have to talk about this. uh. Jones has beat more women than contenders in the last 5 years. Jesus Christ. One more day till Amarip starts for us. I'm excited. You should be. No, fuck football is dead. I felt zero emotion watching games today. I haven't felt emotion on football in about a week, a month at least. Nearly 2 months. Is Kudus back off the international break or banned? He's back after the Arsenal game. So 2 games after the international break, he'll be back. Big up Mike's crucial point there. Well done. Oh, you're a piss take, Arthur. Big up Arthur as always. Is Rude a good manager? I don't know. I barely watch PSV. You keep doing a video streaming helps boost more subs road to 1K, Mike. Yeah, of course. I would never stop. I've got big plans for this channel. I've got big plans for YouTube. It's just this what's it called? This club ain't helping, bruv. He's back after Arsenal. We got to also high. We need a coach who is a good tactician, but also good management, interact with players, something Lobby has none of. Lopezegi doesn't have one attribute as a manager. One attribute. West Ham a Wolves save. If you want to go for more of a challenge, do a Wolves save. Also depends on the update. It depends when you updated the game or not. I've got it updated to the current transfers. Did you see the Faza Garnacho thing? Yeah, I thought like is what it is, isn't it? Like the thing is, the people would say. I saw someone make a good point. Like, people if Faz, what's it called? If Faz was only saying it online, people would be like, you wouldn't say it to his face. He said it to his face. It's not like he said anything abusive either. Like, it kind of is what it is, you know. It's probably annoying as a footballer to have stuff like that, but it's annoying to as a fan to watch footballers like Garnacho. Big up Mustafa. RT Company, obviously Chelsea versus Arsenal tomorrow. We'll have a match reaction for that tomorrow. And we'll probably need to react. If anyone loses that match, we'll react to a couple fan cams here and there. I updated to current transfers too, yeah. So I might disable first window or sign 1 or 2. Yeah. Yeah, do a Wolves one. Because they probably need a little bit saving more than us. I heard people cry, so I assumed it was awful, and it wasn't. Yeah, it's not that deep. People are acting like he called him, you fucking cunt, and all this, like, you fucking lesbian, like I call him an Argentinian lesbian. Imagine if I called that to him, to his face. That's a bit weird. Like, that's a bit rude. But I'm also saying it as a joke. I don't actually think he's a lesbian, even though he does look like one. But so let me update people on the schedule quick before I carry on talking about football. Tomorrow, reacting to Chelsea versus Arsenal. Monday, the GVO show with Alfie. We might be doing watch-alongs to the darts throughout the week. And then on Friday, 8 p.m, Q&A. Get your questions in for the Q&A on the community page or on the comments of the videos, or join us for the live. Friday, 8 p.m. I'm a painter by trade. If I paint a client's house poorly, they have the right to call me out. Fans are the clients. These footballers think they should never be criticised. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, a lot of these footballers, when they talk about the abuse, and some of it is actually abuse, but you know, some of the minor comments they get online and stuff, they say, you'd never say that to my face. And when they do say it to their face, they complain. The best thing to do is just ignore it. Just ignore it. Take it on the chin. You're not going to get any points, for how you react to that kind of stuff. And it wasn't even abuse. Great stream. Keep it going. I'm just on FM. No, I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going for a bit. I wasn't actually. I never planned to go for this long. Never planned to go for this long when talking about this club because I never think I'm actually going to talk about this club for another fucking hour. But we always do. We always do somehow. But that's also because of you guys. Big up to the chat as always. But this has kept his job pretty much. This game has kept his job. So we're not going to see any report about him being sacked on Sunday and Monday. We're not going to see it. We're not going to see it. Like, legit. We're not going to see it. So he's still here. Bro, Lopetegui against Eddie Howe and Arteta, yeah. They may not be doing well this season. It's long. Arsenal at home and Newcastle away. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. I think we might actually, like, be deeply in a relegation battle after that. Jesus Christ. I'm on FM as well. Bro, FM is the vibe. FM is the vibe. Listen, I completed pretty much everything to do on the West Ham save, and then I went to a Sunderland save. My Sunderland save is sick. I won the league. I won the FA Cup with Sunderland in my first season whilst being in the Championship. And then I got into Europe in my first Premier League season. And then I won the league. Well, no, I came second. Then the next season I won the league. Weekends today and Saturday, innit? Like, bro, if you're not out of your house and you're just chilling, you're in your house, put some Football Manager and play some Football Manager. I always play Football Manager and I've got a YouTube video in the background. Like, it's just some long video talking about some random shit. It might be a football podcast. It might be something about, like, to do with hip hop or music or something. I always got that in the background whilst playing Football Manager. That's the vibe for me. I went to school with all the Norwich Academy players. These footballers are soft. Oh, shit. That's the thing, though. Like, you got to be thick-skinned when you're a public person, you know? I can do a better job managing West Ham on the AFC than Lopetegui can. Put it this way. I think a lot of us are probably better managers than Lopetegui. I think with my Football Manager tactics are better. Like, personally. Not trying to brag or anything, but I think a lot of us would do a better job with this specific squad than Lopetegui would. I don't actually know what he sees in himself to back himself to get another Premier League job. And listen, the guy was begging for a Premier League job. I remember this guy doing an interview after, like, 2 months after he got sacked by Wolves. Well, he left Wolves. It was just randomly on Sky Sports. And he was talking about, oh, yeah, I want another job in the Premier League. This guy was begging for it. He was gagging for it. I thought he was going to go to Forest. I bet Forest are lucky they didn't get him. But I'm pretty sure he's a contender. But then they got Nuno. And well done to them. Nuno suits their squad quite well. But he's not the type of manager I'd want at my club because he still is more likely to go for the draw than go for the win, which is the kind of manager I don't like. But he's doing well right now. I don't think the whole third place thing is going to last, but you never know, man. You never fucking know. So, yeah, we'll save easy, just sign Portuguese players. If they want to go to your club, they might even say that your Premier League standing is not good enough or something like that when you ask agent about availability and stuff. Like, I don't know what good Portuguese players you could get. Well, then again, you got to scout that shit. Unless you could somehow get, like, Costa in goal or some shit. Then you might need to get Europe for that. Costa, I always get Costa in goal on the game. I don't rate him in real life. I signed a guy on Football Manager for Sunderland, yeah, called Kwame Poku, from Peterborough, and what was it for 4 million? And I was my only permanent signing as Sunderland manager for my first season because I signed with Barma as a free agent, and I signed Kwame Poku. That was the only person I spent money on. I got loans like for James McAtee and stuff like that, but he pretty much bagged for me until I got into Europe. And then I was like, okay, this guy's not the level anymore. That's the side. If you're doing a championship save, for anyone that plays football manager, you want to do a Road to Glory championship save, sign Kwame Poku from Peterborough. Great player. Probably I am not taking over them when they finish 17th. I still don't know how West Ham beat us. Oh, you support Man United. Bro, it's because you guys missed your chances. Like, you guys could have finished the job for us instead of we finished the job for you. But yeah, that's how you guys beat us. I mean, that's how we beat you, man. Diogo Dallo. Bruno Fernandes missing the header. I'm pretty sure you had a couple other chances in that first half. You should have been 3-0 up by that first half, and also that penalty decision at the end. There was a picture of him at the game when we beat Arsenal. Yeah, there was. He was begging for a Premier League job. Low key, it was probably already gentlemanly agreed. Let's be real. Conceição, he's decent. Portuguese at Juve, but you gotta wait till the next season, don't you? Yeah, Conceição, even in real life, he's class. When I watched him against Arsenal, he was class against Arsenal in that Porto game. But in this Football Manager now, because he's at Juve, if you got the updated version, you gotta wait a season until you sign him. But he's got a lot of pace. I always sign either him. I always sign Sulemana from Southampton. Usually overperforms for me as well. I always struggle with strikers, I'll be real. I always struggle with strikers that suit my system. I always sign a pressing forward. I always play as with a pressing forward in my system because obviously I like to press. I don't want to invite pressure and do all of that shit, you know. But what was that player's name again? Do you recommended? Kwame Poku. Just type in Poku. The thing is, because your surname is a Premier League club, I don't know whether he'd be instantly ready for Wolves just yet, but like he could do well as a squad player, put it that way. You must be screwing that FM25 got delayed so much. I am, but because I've got the updated version with all the transfers and all the all the promoted teams and relegated teams and all the leagues on FM24, I'll survive. My only thing is, should I buy Football FM25 when FM26 might come out in the same year? And it's kind of pointless. I'll be real. If you're going to delay it beyond the calendar year, you might as well just not even release one. Even though they want to because money grab. But still. No, Kwame. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I got his name right. I think it's Kwame. It's from Peterborough. Yeah, Kwame. Kwame. Yeah, that update mod is clutch. Always, bro. Always when you go to the work, I always look for the workshop, and I was like, oh, they've given up on updates. Like even though like for FM25 was released till March, because I wanted to start a new save with all the transfers because I only get the in-game editor so I can do all the transfers, you know. What's it called? Like, well, not all of them, but the main ones, you know. So I don't know. It kind of just pisses me off when I still see the players at previous clubs because I'm like, it's not the proper way. It's not the proper way, but that's just the Spectrum calling. But I do that because of that, and then they finally brought out like not obviously an official update. It's just one of them mods, as Artur said in the chat. But listen, people. I've had some fun talking about Football Manager, and if you want to just join me for talking about more stuff, join me for the Q&A next Friday. We'll just talk about random shit because we've got Melon on there and Alfie on there. Hopefully, you know that's going to be a pure waffle session. You've seen Melon on this channel. You've seen Alfie on this channel. It's going to go off, people. It's going to go off. That Dagenham Air edition. Yeah, he is cheap indeed. I got him for 4 million for Sunderland. I was only allowed to spend like 4 million anyway. But listen, make sure to like the video, people. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. My social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. And the email for inquiries. Q&A on Friday, people. Friday, 8 p.m. next Friday. You'll see it on the channel. Get your questions in. I'll see you guys later.